Olivia, thank you so much for joining us today. Really appreciate having you here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm honored to be here.
You're very, very welcome. Now, we were just speaking just before we hit record that you've been with us for 7 months. So you're quite a new student, which is fantastic. And at the same time, you've just gone full-time in your coaching business as of a couple of weeks ago. Congratulations. It's actually statistically quite quick as far as students go. So congratulations.
Thank you. It was a big step and quite scary, but yeah, it's something I know I've wanted to do for a while. So to be able to do it is incredible.
It must feel, I imagine it's a combination of, oh my God, and go me. Like, this is so exciting. I imagine it's all of that.
Yeah, definitely. When on my last day leaving that office, I was just thinking, what am I doing?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I remember waking up and thinking, oh, I'm my own boss now. This is such a different feeling, waking up every day and just feeling that freedom to pursue what I actually dreamt of not that long ago. So
I really believe that is one of the most valuable things to have in our lives, because so many people are stuck in the very slow progression of corporate life, right? It's very slow. It's like, okay, well, in 10 years, you can get a corner office and a watch, that type of thing, where in your own business, you really get to choose what you do when you work. I was interviewing someone earlier who's a mum, and it's like about having time for family. And it's like, you can choose what you want. It is so empowering, isn't it?
Yeah, well, for me, it is that freedom of where to work and when and how much you want to work.
Yeah.
Because my family live in Ireland. I'm on the other side of the world here in Australia. So to have that freedom to be able to at some point go home and just hang out with them for as long as I want before we get sick of each other, and then to go wherever I want to go after that. Just having that global freedom for me was the real passion as to why I wanted to leave the corporate job. So yeah.
So take us back. So 7 months ago, before you actually joined the school, what was happening in your life that got you to the point where you thought, I want to become a coach and I'm going to do a coaching course? How did you get to that, and what was happening?
For me, it's something that I went through quite a low point in my life where I was quite depressed, and I didn't really see the point in living, to be honest. And I had come out of a relationship, and I had no purpose. I had nothing. And eventually I got myself out of that. It took maybe 3 years, and I read a lot of personal development books and watched a lot of courses and webinars, and a lot of people just naturally came to me and asked, what have you done? You're glowing, you're a totally different person. And for me, I didn't know. I battled with, how can I make this, how can I help other people? I just wanted to be that person that could help someone get out of that situation quicker, and with someone just to have and to trust and to hold their hand to get there. And I actually did have a battle in my head about what life coaching was, because I didn't really know. And a friend actually joined TCI, and we had a little chat, and I think 20 minutes later I was on the phone to Bianca. And I signed up on the spot. Once I knew more about TCI and the support network and the community, and I guess everything that I was going to learn, I just kind of felt like this is for me. This is the right avenue. This is the support I need, because we've got the business side as well. So yeah, it was quite an easy decision once I got to that point. I just knew straight away that this is it, going to happen.
Thank you for sharing your story, because it's a challenge when you go through one of those real low points, and it must have been really hard to get yourself out of it. It sounds like what you learned was actually getting yourself out of it's pretty hard. And, you were reaching out to videos and courses and things like that, but without having someone to hold your hand. Tell me if I'm right, if I'm picking this up right, but it sounds like you kind of learned, gee, it would have been nice to have someone hold my hand through this. Maybe I can give that to other people. Is that part of what you've learned from that?
Yeah, 100%. If I had someone there to say, your thoughts are going to help you get out of this. Like the way that you're thinking right now, you're just going around in this negative spiral. And if I just needed somebody to interrupt my thoughts and to say, okay, this is the next step. This is what you can do. There is a world of opportunity. So if I had someone to pull me out of that spiral, it would have happened a lot quicker, for sure.
It's a really good insight. I think that's going to make you a really good coach, because, and I imagine you probably already get the feedback because you get it, right? You know, a lot of people that come to coaching, it's funny, one of the objections that people bring is, but I've got all this stuff that I'm going through. And I always say to people, I'm like, great, you can use that, right? Like, it's actually kind of better. You've gone through some stuff. Now you can turn that into a deeper understanding for other people because you've got more empathy and you really know what it's like, and you actually make a really good coach. Interestingly, you don't have to have gone through stuff to be a great coach. You can still just want to help people. But for anyone who has, it actually, I think, helps you to have gone through challenges. Like I definitely found that with myself.
Yeah, I think it's definitely led me down my particular niche, which is in relationship and breakup coaching. And for me, I thought I had done a lot of work, all the work. And then I started with TCI and I realized that there was a couple of other things that were really holding me back. And one of them was not stepping into my vulnerability and actually expressing how I felt at that moment, because I kept it all to myself. And being in this environment, it's really safe. You feel like you want to open up and show your emotions. So when I've stepped into my true self, other people have naturally come to me. And they can relate to me, and they've just really appreciated knowing that I know where they are currently. So you've languaged that really well. That's really the journey of a successful coach, is that when we as coaches, we do this education, we open up more, which is a journey for all of us. We open up more, we step into more of our own authenticity. That becomes attractive to other people. And then there is a bit of an organic, like, sure, you know, of course, we teach business, and so there's those elements as well. But there is an organicness of people seeing you and saying, this is great. What is it that's happening with you, and how do I kind of get some of that? Were you noticing that as well in your business? Yeah, that was the number one question, is like, what have you done to change who you are? Because people have seen me for a while and just on social media or wherever, and they have noticed me, even just how I look. They're like, you're glowing. That's the one thing, is like, what have you done? You've completely changed. And what I did was step into my own core self, I guess, and really stopped caring about what other people thought or what I should be doing, and actually going for what it is I want to do.
Love it. Now, when you first started your course, did you have any of those fears and doubts of like, can I pull it off? And who am I to, you know, be a professional and any of that stuff?
Oh, I had yes, 100%. I actually had this really wonderful thought, which is very helpful when you're starting out as a life coach, is that life coaching is not a real job.
Right.
So that was one of my limiting beliefs. And it took a few weeks for me to feel like I actually understood what life coaching was. And after we did our Fox training in October, I had that confidence that, oh, okay, actually, naturally, I'm quite good at this, but also the information that I'm learning is something that most people don't know. So even just the smallest piece of information is life-changing for other people. But yeah, I definitely had that, I can't do this. I'm not enough. Why would anyone listen to me? But none of those fears they weren't reality. They were all just in me. And when I started coaching clients, they totally trusted in me and wanted me to help them. So yeah, it was being that safe place for them made me care less about my thoughts and more about how can I help them.
Yeah, good on you. What was it about the course that helped you overcome those doubts? Because I always hear from students that it's like, okay, well, I doubt myself in the beginning, but then I started actually doing the education and I'm like, oh, this works. You know, what was it for you about the program that helped you the most?
I think it's that when we had to do our triad, so that coaching with other people in the community who felt the same way, and the support and the encouragement to continue to go out there and get clients and just get your coaching hours up. That was definitely something that I needed, that, I guess, push to do, because I had all this talk in my head, like, I can't do this, I'm not going to be good at it, I don't know what to say. But I think the structure and being led to how to run your first 6 coaching sessions was really valuable. And yeah, just doing the actual coaching with other coaches and with new pro bono clients was definitely, for me, the big changer experience.
Love it. Now, you've only been doing the program for 6-7 months. So first of all, I don't know if you're aware of this, but it's actually quite quick for you to have transitioned into full-time coaching. You definitely beat me. So congratulations. You're yeah, definitely doing really well. Normally we say to people, anywhere between 6 to 18 months is good. So you're on the early edge, which is awesome. For people that are watching, what was it like when you had your first paying client? Can you share the moment? Because it couldn't have been that long ago. First paying client, what was it like? What was going on in your mind when you had that first moment where someone paid you for this? Because that would have broken through your fear, like it's not a real job, or it is now. So what was that like for you?
I remember they agreed to sign up, and I was like, is this really happening? and I was like, okay, I can't celebrate until the money comes into my bank account. Right. And I was like, looking at my bank account, and then it came in, and I just remember just like, I think I ran around my living room like dancing for a while. I was like, woo! I was so excited. I was like, this is fine. This is real. This is happening. This is my life. Like this, I've made this dream come true. This is my reality now. It's no longer a dream that I wanted. Like, it's happening. Yes. And yeah, it really empowered me to believe in myself and jump on more calls with other people and sign more up. So I got that. Once I had that ball rolling, I just was like, yeah, I've got this. We can do it.
Congratulations. From doubting actually, if I go back, from depressed to learning more about yourself, to then still doubting your ability, to doubting that life coaching was even a thing, excuse me, to getting started, to having your first paying client, to now being in a full-time coaching business. And Olivia, you're only at the beginning. There's so much more for you to grow into, which is so exciting. Congratulations on how far you've come. It really is a wonderful achievement. I'm so happy for you. What would you say to someone who's watching this, who's inspired by your story and who is thinking, you know what, maybe I want to become a coach as well, and I want to do that through TCI? What would you say to them?
I would say that the greatest life is on the other side of your fear. So that fear that you have right now about taking that step, just do it. It will all come naturally. That's the biggest step, is getting across that line. And once you do, it will all just fall into place. So success is on the other side of your fear. So just do it.
Thank you so much, Olivia. You're absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you very much, Matt, and everyone at the Coaching Institute. You have all been amazing in my journey. So I really appreciate you all.